Hello everyone, my name is Addie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we are doing my July wrap-up. I read 5 books last month, which is a good amount of books in my opinion. I usually read about 4 to maybe 6 or 7 books a month, and so 5 books is kind of good in my opinion. For some reason I got into my head that I didn't read at all last month, and I think it's because I was on holiday for a week and I literally didn't read a single page while I was there, so that just made me think that I didn't read anything at all, but apparently I still had the time to finish 5 books. So I finished 5 books, but I also started 2 more, so technically I read 7 books, but I didn't finish all of them, and I am going to talk about all of them in this video. I started the month off by reading Caught Up by Nevessa Allen, which is book number 2 in the... let me see what the series is called. It's called Into Darkness, this series, and I listened to this on audio, which audiobooks is really new to me and I'm still not quite sure how I feel about them, but anyway, I listened to Caught Up and I adored this book. I gave it 5 stars. In my opinion, it was better than the first book. It was very spicy. I really enjoyed following Junior and the love interest in this book, and it was, to me, it's perfect. This series is the definition of a rom-com with dark romance elements, and it's the perfect combination of both, and I can't recommend this series enough. Then I read The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, and this is the first time I'm reading the books. I have watched the movies several times, but since Haymitch's book came out a couple of months ago, I felt that I needed to see what the fuss was about with the books as well, because I love the movies. I read the first book. I gave it 3.75 stars. I thought it was fine. It's a lot of the book is different from the movies, which I didn't really expect, because I thought it's not a thick book, so what could they possibly change? But there were some things and I didn't mind the changes. It's hard to say that I didn't mind the changes in the books, because obviously the movie is what changed the plot or everything, but it's a YA trial-based book and I thought it was fine. Not the best that I ever read, but it's also an old book, but I still liked it enough that I read Catching Fire, which is book number 2 in the Hunger Games trilogy. Or does it even count as a trilogy anymore, since it's now 5 books out, I think? I don't really know, in this series anyways. I actually liked this book more than the first one. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked seeing the character developments and meeting the new characters on paper. I really adore Finnick. I think he's such a great character, and I saw an interview with the actor. I can't really remember his name right now, and he said that he really wanted Suzanne to write a prequel for Finnick, and I would 100% support that and be on board and read that book. And yeah, it's a great sequel, and it really set me up for the 3rd book, which I'm very excited to read. Maybe this month or maybe sometime in the future at least. Then I read Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole, which is book number 1 in the Kindred's Curse saga, I think. I adored this book so much. I gave it 4.75 stars. It was almost perfection in my eyes, and I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about this book, which surprised me because I enjoyed it so much. I loved the world building. I loved the slow burn. This is probably the slowest of slow burns that I've personally ever read, and I adored it so much. I loved the magic system and the politics and everything regarding this book, and I can't wait to finish this trilogy. I have already picked up book 2 and 3 from a library, and I can't wait. to read them. I also started, let's see, I actually have the next 2 books here. The reason I am putting pictures of this book, or like of all the books up here, is because I read like 90% of these books from the library and I had to return them, except for one which is caught up that I listen to audio, but I don't have any physical books to show you. Except these 2. I did also start Butcher and Blackbird by Breen Weaver. I got like maybe 60% through and then I had to put it down because I started, I'm gonna show you, I started Releasing 10. I am about halfway through, a little more maybe than halfway through. This book put me in such a slump. It is, to me, this is the most traumatizing book and I had to put it down for mental health reasons. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to pick this book up next, and that makes me a little bit sad because I really, really love these books, this story, everything about this I love. I don't have the mental capacity to finish this book right now. It's the most heart-wrenching and affects me the most, and I am going to choose my mental health over finishing a book, at least for the moment being. But like I said, I got halfway through and then I just needed to pick something else up, but I couldn't finish anything else. I think I picked up also ACOTAR, the first ACOTAR book. I did finish it, but I finished it this month, so I'm not going to show it in this video, but I like read maybe 10 pages of ACOTAR a day. Then I took a break when I was on vacation, didn't read for a week, and then I picked it up again. I just needed... Releasing 10 put me in such a mental health slump that I just needed to focus on something else than reading for a minute, and yeah. That is to say, when I finish this book, I probably will give it 5 stars. It's a phenomenal book. It has nothing to do with that. It's just, for me personally, it's a little bit hard to read this book right now. That was all the books I read this month. Like, this wrap-up is a little bit short because, as I said, I haven't read a ton of books or read a ton at all, but hopefully the next month will be a little bit better. I really hope you enjoyed this video anyways, and if you did, leave a comment of anything you like. Comment if you read any of these books that I've talked about, or any books, any recommendations you have for me. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you enjoy my content, if you like me here on my little corner on YouTube, you can absolutely subscribe down below, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye!